So this is your life coach Amit Krishna Das, and like every time, we are our topic is happiness today, and we are going to uh, take reference from ISKCON founder Acharya Jagadguru Bhaktivedanta Swami from his teachings. So we acknowledge the fact that this knowledge is passed on in parampara by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, who is the ISKCON founder Acharya. And we start with some prayers, and I'll just say the prayers on your behalf. Om Ajnana Timirantasya Gyananjana Shlakaya Chakshulmilitang Dena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Tena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadatmanam Dadati Sapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Saddhajatan Sagana Raghunatang Nitang Tang Sajibam Sadvaitam Sarvadutang Parijana Shaitan Krishna Chaitanya Degvang Shri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Nidangscha Namong Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Jagopesha Kapika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vindavaneshwari Vishobhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpataruvasya Kripa Sindhu Eva Patitanang Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining. Some of you are still joining, which is okay, fine. Need to be on time. For people who have been on time, we value your time. So today's topic is on eternal or happiness. So let us take a step back in terms of what does it truly mean to be happy, not the fleeting kind that comes and goes with your with our morning every day, but the deep, unshakable kind that stays even when life falls apart around us. This is the question that haunted Arjun on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. This is the question that is haunting each one of us still. The Bhagavad Gita offers a radical perspective on happiness, one that challenges everything modern culture tells us. We chase promotions, relationships, possessions, believing they hold the key. Yet the ancient wisdom of Lord Krishna points somewhere else entirely. It is inward within us, to a joy that cannot be taken because it was never given to us by the world in the first place. So, in today's session, we explored the most profound Bhagavad Gita quotes on happiness. Each quote reveals a different layer of understanding on happiness, from the nature of desire to the stillness of self knowledge, from the trap of sense pleasures to the freedom of detachment in action. Whether we are seeking peace in chaos or finding meanings in mundane activities, these learnings offer a roadmap for each one of us to travel. Not to finding happiness out there, is to discovering where we are going all along. So let us, with that introduction, let us take our first sloka um, for this session. So again, we'll look at what are the signs of happiness. So Bhagavad Gita, a particular sloka, chapter 2, sloka number 66, talks about specific reasons of why, what we are looking for, what are the cause of or what are the signs of uh, of our unhappiness. So again, like every time, I'll just read the sloka. Astir buddhi ajuktaksha na cha judaksha bhavana na cha bhavata santit asha tansha kutakshuta. So kutakshutam. So now, any of you, I need one volunteer. I request one volunteer. Any of you can read the translation, please, and then we'll. Okay, I'll let you unmute. 1 minute. Just a minute. Yeah. Kindly raise your hand and you can read this translation, and then we'll go back to our discussion. Any one of you can just raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Yes, yes, Vijay Prabhu. Please read the translation. Unmute yourself and read the translation, please. Vijay Prabhu, we are not able to hear you.
Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Babu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, go ahead.
One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence not a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
Thank you. So, we are seeing here that in this particular sloka, and the reasons for our unhappiness, it is mentioned. So, in this teachings of delivered by Lord Krishna in chapter 2, this is sloka number 66 in Bhagavad Gita. It comes after Arjun expresses his confusion about the duty and action. So here Lord Krishna lays out a simple chain of cause and effect. Just think about it. When your mind is scattered, you can think clearly? No. The answer is no, right? When you cannot think clearly, uh, all of us need to focus. When we cannot focus, can we find peace? The answer is again no. And without peace, that deeper inner stillness, which can truly make us happy, is missing. So the answer keeps coming back no every time to these questions. And in this particular sloka, Krishna just told us that happiness is not random, it follows a path, and that path begins with mastering the mind. So we often think that happiness is about getting what we want, like a better job, uh, some better relationships, a loving partner, some more money. But this quote actually flips that assumption, as you can see. Happiness is not about acquisition, it is about a inner architecture of mind. We could have everything and still be miserable in our mind. Our mind can be in storm. We could have nothing and we could deeply be content in our mind, and our mind is still. This is not positive thinking or pretending problems do not exist. It is recognizing that the quality of our inner peace and inner life determines the quality of the outer experience. So the mind is yukta or connected or disciplined. Hmm? So we read the sloka in which it was mentioned that it is ajuktaksha. That means it is disconnected and it is not focused. So naturally, the peace, there is no peace. And the question still is worth understanding, like where does our peace go then? Not why uh, it is going, but where does it go? And the next slok which we are going to take, which is slok from chapter 5, sloka number 21, it actually kind of talks about this particular effect. So let me bring that sloka up for our reference. Yeah, this is the one. Again, I'll kind of read the sloka, and you can raise your hand if you want to volunteer to read the translation. Yeah. So this is chapter 5, sloka number 51 that we are reading from. So let's read this sloka. I'll read it. Bhaya Varsheshu Ashaktatma Vindate Atmani Yat Sukham Sa Brahma Juga Juktatma sukam akshayam ashnute. Okay. Can may I request any one of you to kindly raise your hand so that you can read the purport, or the, sorry, not the purport, the translation, please. So first we understood that our mind is not on peace, so we are agitated, we are not feeling happy. And next, we are looking for, that was a sign. And then we left, we was talking about, or we were discussing about the point that, okay, um what does, where does this peace go, right? It must be going somewhere. That's why we are not feeling it. So where does it go? Yes, Govinda Prabhu, please, you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam. Translation: such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Horrible.
Okay. So let's break it down for our understanding. What does it mean? So, um, so in this particular sloka, Krishna is mentioning that there are two types of happiness. One depends on bahya sparsha, or external touch or contact, which is dependent on somebody else. The other arises from atma, within the self. Once you refer, if you have Bhagavad Gita, you refer to this sloka, you can see both of these words. We just read it. So the external happiness is like borrowed money. It feels good when you have it, but it always needs to be returned. That meal kind of satisfies until you are hungry again. So that achievement delights until the next goal appears in our life. That relationship that we are in is feels fulfilling until it changes. So this is not pessimism. This is actually the law of physics. Anything that comes must eventually go. But the happiness that comes from within, this particular verse mention akshayam, or inexhaustible. It cannot run out because it does not depend on the supply. So here in this particular verse, we see the word akshata, which means detachment, not disconnected or not cold, but not attached. So there is a difference. Uh, let's take an example. You can enjoy a sunset without needing to own it, right? The sun itself is coming, like showing its beauty in a sunset. Similarly, we can love someone without clinging on to them. We can work hard without being destroyed by our failures. This is called detachment. Paradoxically, it leads to deeper enjoyment when you are not desperate for something. You can actually experience it much more. When you are not afraid of losing something, you are actually have it in a way which is not attached tightly in our fist. So detachment is like an open palm. Both can hold things, but only one can receive, which is the open palm. Let us ask ourselves honestly, when does our happiness currently become alive? Does it become alive in our bank account? Does it become alive in some approvals, somebody approving our idea, in our health, in our plans of working out? None of these are wrong, but they are only a source. And this particular quote that we saw from Krishna, that a happiness remains when everything external shifts, the happiness within. So finding this does not mean abandoning life. It just means that living in a deeper place where uh, we are looking inwards in terms of what and how we want to be happy. So so when we need to look inwards, we need to look beyond our sense attachments, and 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 we know that that a perfected state of inner happiness is when one who is silent, but he is happy from a perspective of the not relying on superficial happiness. So let's take an example to kind of understand this particular scenario. So a person who is never distressed in any condition, like, so that person is happy, and this is the condition that we need to get to. So Krishna in the next sloka that we are taking, which is in sloka number 12.17, he is teaching us a technique how to kind of get this particular happiness. Let's go to sloka number, yeah, this one. Okay, so 12.17, yes, this is the sloka. Yeah. Okay, again, I'll just read the sloka and then request a volunteer to read the translation. Jo na hishrati, nishti, na soshati, na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi, bhaktiman ya samay priya. Okay, so let's look at the translation and then we'll discuss. May I request one volunteer, please? Please raise your hand. Okay, anybody else? Yeah. Okay, Ankita Mataji, please
Hare
go ahead and read.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
one who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me.
So let us understand this particular sloka from a view of um, so Krishna wants Arjun to be happy, and to that effect, Krishna is mentioning that that who neither rejoices. So Krishna describes the qualities of a person who is dear to me. So no excessive joy, no hatred, no grief, no carving for a thing. So this might sound like emotional numbness, but this is actually emotional freedom. So the person is not suppressing his feelings, and they are kind of reacting to a point where, to give an example, uh, like, there are lot of flows of desires. There is incessant flow of desires, unlimited flow of desires, and this unlimited flow of desires is considered like rivers. Now rivers can overflow, rivers can get flooded, but we have never heard that ocean gets flooded. So here we can understand that this incessant flow of desires that enter like river into the ocean, which is getting filled, but the ocean is absolutely still. So the desire might arrive in our life and continuous. It is a very normal process that desires will arrive, but the steadiness is that the secret of the ocean is its steadiness in feeling full, so that one cannot be, or it does not get disturbed. Now, how uh, feel not disturbed, right? So uh, so it is like putting oneself in a particular regulative process. So if we put ourselves in a particular regulative process, then with that process, following that process, and we need to discover that process ourselves, because there is the recommendation is not uh, for everything, for everyone the same. So through that process we'll be able to discover. Like to give an example, like someone falls in love with another person, right? And naturally they are attracted to each other, but that attraction is kind of limited, right? And the example of that is so many uh, partners today are kind of going for divorce. So it is not the fullness, and that is what is mentioned here in this particular sloka. The next sloka that we are going to take is sloka number. Now we are coming to some of the ways recommended in Bhagavad Gita, or Krishna is recommending to Arjuna, in terms of some of the mechanisms or some of the ways by which can be practiced by Arjun to become happy or feel happy. So let us look at this 4.27. Yeah. Okay. So I'll read again from this particular sloka, and then need a volunteer. Brahmono hi pratishtaham amrita vyasya shashvatashva cha dharmasya sukha shaisha kantishacha. Okay. So any of you can read the translation, please? Yes, Abhishek Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Am I the basis of impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness? Hare Krishna.
Yes. Thank you. So let us understand, what does Krishna mean by this, talking about happiness. So Krishna says in this particular sloka, which is 14 point, chapter 14, sloka number um, 27, that he is not just a teacher of happiness, he is a fountain of happiness himself. uh, Sukhasya, he said, like, I am the fountain, Sukhasya, I am the source. So this points out that all happiness we experience, so there can be different types of happiness. Something very ecstatic, something just okay, something not so much ecstatic, right? So it's a reflection of what we have achieved. So we are seeing in this original reflection that this is temporary. So if Krishna is the foundation of all happiness, then seeking happiness anywhere else is seeking water by digging in a desert. So because Krishna is mentioning that I am the fountain of happiness. So like example is like putting a, a iron nail on a magnet. If we keep it for some time, it the magnet the nail also behaves like a magnet. So uh, so the worldly what it means is the worldly joy is incomplete, and there is a taste for something greater. So when we understand this, we stop expecting finite things to provide infinite satisfaction. So finite things means something which has effect of some so let's give an example. Like like now the World Cup has started, so I can see many people, they are super excited, charged up, happy, right? But this is finite, because once it is over, uh, it is they can't feel that joy. They are not going to go back and see those same moments again, or relive those same moments again and keep on feeling happy. They can't. It doesn't give that uh, sense of happiness. And that is why uh, the the best way to seek for happiness is through prayer and meditation. And this is what Krishna is mentioning here, that if we pray and meditate on Krishna, and Krishna is clearly mentioning here that he is the source of happiness. Because he is the source of happiness, if we meditate on him, then that we can get all the things that we want, because if we get this, then we get the happiness. So that is what he mentions in this particular sloka. Now let us look at the if we put all of these things together, then let us look at a particular sloka which is in um, 6.23, 6.2, chapter 6, sloka number 20 to 23. Okay, so let me bring that up so that we can read and then we can discuss. Yes. Okay, this is the sloka. Okay, okay, it's becoming too small. Okay, okay, so I'll read this and then let's keep it like this only, and then I'll keep on reading and going through as we move forward. Okay, let's read. Jatro paramate chittam nirodham yoga sevaya iva atmana manam pashanti atmani tushyati sukham atyantikam jatyat buddhi graham atindriyam vati jatra cha chaivayam sitis chalati tatvata yam labdha va chapram labham mannate nadikam tata yashmin sthito na duke na karunapi vichalate tam vidya dukkha samyoga yogam yoga samjotam. Okay. Can any of you read this translation, and then we'll go into the discussion? Please raise your hand and read the translation. Uh, any one of you can raise your hand and read the translation. Yes. You have already read. Let's look at somebody else. Uh, Savita Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yes.
In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the one pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In this joyous state, one is situated in the boundless transcendental dental happiness realized through transcendental sense established thus one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this he thinks there is no greater pain gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from the material contact.
Thank you. Okay, so let us understand what is being spoken here. So, so this is the mind map. In terms of how we need to plan uh, in our mind to become happy. So, first of all, this is a progressive. So, this is not just one time. This is a progressive process, and the signs are that if we are feeling restlessness, that is a sign that we are not happy. Like someone said, someone visited um, a person in hospital and asked, "Kaise hain aap?" And the the person there is mentioning like, "ठीक हूँ मैं." What do you mean by "ठीक हूँ मैं"? Like in your pathetic condition, disease state, how can you be just "ठीक," right? But there can be two feelings. One is that he can be in that condition, in that bodily condition, also he can be happy in his inner sense. So that's why that person have mentioned that मैं ठीक हूँ. So understanding the root cause, and the root cause is disconnection with the source of happiness, which is Krishna, and relying just on our senses to give us happiness. So we should not just rely on our senses. Yes, sense pleasure is required, but it is not the only reliance. We should not rely only on the senses, on our senses. Chakshu, karna, nasika, like that. So, so then what is the cure? Once the diagnosis is done by practice of a yoga system, so we can start meditating and become detached from material concepts. So this is the primary situation, which is known as trance or samadhi, as was mentioned here. And gradually, this is not a instant. First week 5 minutes, next week 10 minutes, like that we are meditating. So gradually this path will bring us happiness. And and the and this is what actually is kind of mentioned in this particular sloka. But the other thing that we need to observe is from the fact that uh, that there is there is always a ceiling, right, with our senses. Our senses can only enjoy, like, okay, I might like gulab jamun, but how many gulab jamun can I have? Maybe five. Beyond that, it doesn't give me pleasure, it gives me pain. So the senses have a limitation. And this particular sloka is mentioning Ati Indriyam, beyond the senses. And what they mean by beyond, or what does Krishna mean beyond the senses, is it is not separate with the senses. You you we experience through our senses only, but with a intellect, with a knowledge that our true happiness lies with Krishna, because he is the source. He is mentioned here, right? We are reading, or we are referring from book of knowledge, which is Bhagavad Gita. So he is mentioning here to Arjuna that I am the source of happiness. So if we try and attach, this might look theoretical, but if we try and do, like, 5 minutes for first week, 10 minutes for next week and beyond, this practice, we practice this, then gradually we will feel the inner happiness. So like when you are reflecting on a particular moment, and that moment had something which is very pleasurable, right? So see, we are meditating on that moment and we are getting happiness. Is it not true? So similarly, we might have moments, but that number of moments is not infinite. And because our mind wants infinite happiness, so our mind will think, okay, कल ही तो इसके बारे में सोचा था and felt happy. अच्छा, परसों ही तो सोचा था उसके बारे में and we felt happy. Again, same thing, right? But with thinking about Krishna, meditating on Krishna, Krishna is mentioning here that he can give us unlimited number of moments of, and that's how we'll feel happy. And that is how a yogi feels happy, self-satisfied uh, in himself or herself. And that is what is mentioned here, right? So with that, we come to the end of today's session. If any feedback, comment you would like to take, this is a little philosophical, because we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, but this is, even the philosophy has a practicality to it in terms of what we have to practice. So it's not void. Krishna is giving a path. We try that path which was Krishna has given to Arjuna. Arjuna became happy. We try it. If it works for us, fine. If it don't work, that's we then try something else. So so that is, but since Krishna has mentioned this in Bhagavad Gita and many have tried this, it will mostly work. That is what we would like to highlight here. So are you ready with the Kahoot now? If you have any questions, any comments, please do send me a message one-on-one, and I'll try to reply on that. Thank you for your time, and thank you being on time. See you next week. Hare Krishna. If you